Can I beat DK Bananza with less than one hand? What does that even mean there? Well, I'm a one-handed gamer, so I use one hand. I'm also disabled, so I'm lacking in dexterity, mashing ability, etc. So I may be using one hand, but it is not at 100%. In other words, less than one hand. Could I beat DK Bananza this way? So I started like anybody in my situation might. I repeatedly checked for the software to be available. Eventually it worked. When first starting, I have the option to put the game into assist mode. I do that here, but I quickly change back to normal. The first screen of the game is incredibly simple. Just press one button. If only the rest of the game was as simple. So I start off by experimenting with the controls, figuring out what each button does. Once I get a good understanding of how the buttons work, I change the back button to this yellow button. This is not permanent. I change this a lot. This is just temporary for now. So I got the first banana and move on for now. In the next room, I saw one of the benefits of assist mode. Assist mode will help lay out the path for you to take. So I didn't like that. So I decided to turn off assist mode for now. So I got through the rest of Inga Isle with not much more trouble. See you, little monkey. We don't have time for this. So the rest of Inga Island Cave-In is pretty uneventful, and I just cruise through. Actually, I lied. This is where I got annoyed and swapped the control sticks so I could use everything on my right hand. Here I also swapped the back button to A so I could easily jump. This whole DK meme where he constantly gets landed on his back gets old really quick. I managed to finish the first layer and then dive to my next one. I speak to this monkey who has a problem. His water's plugged and not flowing, so I have to take out the enemies to get rid of that dome. I actually died once, so I found a spot where I could stand off to the side and snipe all the enemies one by one. After that, I then smashed the key to go down to the next sub-layer. So I finally chat up with this monkey, and he seems pretty happy that I smashed the plug up above. But he tells me they have another problem. Down here there's no water flowing anywhere. So I have to talk to the other villagers to figure out what the problem is. So I talked to this monkey and he explains that there's a water shortage and that opening this tank would solve that issue. But there's these concrete pillars that are holding plugs in place. Now this intimidated me at first because this looks like a platforming issue. And me plus platforming equals not a good time. But I pressed on and I finally got it. I needed to blow up these three because I needed to raise the overall water level of this sub-layer so I could get that record by raising the bridge. Using that record, I was able to release Pauline from the rock and unlock my Bananza ability. The first boss of this world was the Pika Bruiser, spawned by Grumpy. Luckily, it was a fairly straightforward fight. I just had to punch it lots. So that's what I did. I switched to my Kong transformation to punch as much as I could. For most of the round, just punching only was good enough. Luckily, being the first boss, this was incredibly easy. And here we go. Here's the part where we finish it. I climb up and for whatever reason I spiral kill him. I just circle him. This layer didn't really have much going on for it. This is the most interesting part of this layer, was this 2D section. There wasn't even a boss here, just this void code seal. So I break it and dive to the next layer. This layer ended up being much more interesting. I remapped the controller a ton here. So here on the first sub-layer, I actually find Grumpy Kong. I die once, but I finally ended up beating him. So what happens here is I remap the controller to swap the joysticks so that I could aim with my right hand. I end up switching back and forth a lot in this section. It's a little tedious, but it eventually works. This part was also tricky for me because I also had to coordinate jumps along with aiming, and that was really hard for me to get the timing down on. I never did get it fully. You will see that later in the boss. I was getting ready to go on a long rant, cause I remember I struggled with this boss. But in fact I did not. I struggled on the run back. The Feast Layer boss of the Mad Mixer. But either way, I will show you guys this boss did fall. In the meantime, I'm going to talk a little bit about why my right hand is not 100%. I have a slower reaction speed for most things. So, when I get hurt, I don't react immediately, and you can kind of see that. And with how I aim, I don't have the ability for slight adjustments. I make big moves. So for that reason, I'm not working out 100%. I'm not working out as a normal person's one-handed run. For example, if you were to do a run with one hand, you'd likely do way better than me. It is for this reason that I like to say I play with less than one hand. Because the one hand is not at 100%. I died embarrassingly like 4 or 5 times on this boss. Not good. I'm sure I would have done much better had I remapped my controller differently. Live and learn. Oh well. In the meantime, I just beat up his feet until they break, or until he breaks me. And luckily this time he didn't break me. And hopping around with one leg and now it's like hopping on a pogo stick. You won't give up with that one leg. Why won't I use Bananza? Man, am I stupid? I would have sworn I used Bananza here. Did I just forget? Why was I attacking the air for no reason? Maybe use Bananza here. Let's see. Nope. Man, maybe I use it on a future version. But this is just straight bad. Why are I using Bananza? And now I am. Okay. Finally. Okay, but it runs out right at the end. But I still managed to get it. Well, that was close. I finally clear out layer and make it to the divide. The divide offers me two different paths. Spoiler, I take the one on the left. Reading water. That's my logic. Now the eagle-eyed among you might realize I already collected that group of bananas. That's because this is one of the stopping points I had. I stopped playing here, and I'm too lazy to go back and find who I collected it the first time for the footage. And so yeah, I'm too lazy to do it right, so I just do it like this is good enough. Boy, I really don't like that fractone. The footage of me clearing this is incredibly long and slow, so I'm just gonna skip ahead to the next layer. Now, the first layer is home to my least favorite Bananza transformation, the zebra. I don't like the zebra because it requires accurate movement because it's fast. And I'm not good at accurate. I remapped my controller here so I could better experiment with turf surfing. This is not the last time I remapped my controller by far. I then do anybody doesn't want to strike up a conversation with somebody, I beat up the other person. Now I learn I have to go to the cooling tower and cross a bridge, but the big problem for me is how I cross it because only zebras can cross. I'm not a zebra, I'm a monkey. So I try to cross anyways, but I fall right through. After a good bit of exploring, I finally make it to the zebra elder. After a good amount of talking, the zebra elder finally tells me I need to collect 3 different record pieces for him to teach me to become a zebra. That was always my life's ambition to become a zebra. So I set off to collect the record pieces. After I beat up the sign, so I made it to the final record piece, but this one had an interesting way to get back. It required me to surf. I'm not very comfortable surfing, so this was really scary for me. However, I did manage to surf. So I take the record back and achieve my life ambition of becoming a zebra. As mentioned before, the main draw of zebra is the ability to run fast. This causes some problems later, but the song is a banger though. I haven't heard anybody not sing it. So I finally encountered the acrobat Poppy. Acrobat yoga specialist, wherever she bends a lot. Poppy Kong was not that hard to beat, but it did take me the second try to beat her. Her moves are, she specializes in running fast and charging at you. So you're supposed to use a zebra to close the distance, but I did not. I just got lucky and she was close enough to damage her. I made a pretty big logical error here. I assumed that once I pulled this lever, pulley, it would stay pulled every time I teleported, like train does, says. But that wasn't the case. I needed to reset every time. This cost me hours in the end. This led to a pretty sick strat, if I do say so myself. I would hold the control stick direction and immediately pause it and change control stick on pause. That way I could get my direction like in slow motion kind of. I could buffer my direction. Basically pause buffer inputs. This becomes really helpful later. It is a very time-consuming procedure, but worth it in the end. It is important to note that my controller grip changed for this section. I kind of do tabletop. Like I don't hold the controller conventionally, I play like a piano. This way I could hit the control stick and the start button really quick. As you can see, this is very time consuming. I time it to about 2 minutes from the base to the top of this ramp. That's a lot of time for this. Use this to consider. All the talking I've done, and I'm still not done yet. Man, this takes forever. Almost there. And we get to the boss of this layer. This is basically pause buffer the boss. You'll see why. Now I would love to show you the whole thing. Actually I lied. I don't want to show you the whole thing. Because I beat this on my first try over the course of an hour. It takes a lot of tries per attempt. Now, this boss has a very simple and specific pattern. First, it charges at you 3 times, and then it stops for you to punch. After you punch it, you're supposed to use the Bananza here, but I don't because I want more time with Zebra. But after you punch it enough, its corpse jumps out and you have to chase it with the Zebra. And you have to climb up with the Zebra up the ramp. So I pause buffer it. It's very time consuming and I mess up a lot, so it takes me a long time to get it done. Did I mention that each time it gets harder? The first time, after you got one hit, the enemy starts throwing obstacles at you as you run up the ramp. And after you get 2 hits, the enemy starts leaving gaps, forcing you to jump as you go up. So I needed to go on a couple extra few fingers for this. Finally, after an hour and one life on this boss, mind you, I finished this boss and I got that sweet, sweet taste of victory. After all that, we finally reached the next layer. But we aren't supposed to be here yet, so we go back to the divide and take the right path. We are here for our next Bananza power-up. So we make our way to the altar and see what it is. This was actually my very first encounter with Cranky. Because I did not full clear the early levels to find him, I assumed he was rare and he only showed up here. Little did I know he showed up everywhere. This NPC was so nice. It told me how to get to the Echo Hotel without flying because it knew I was flightless. How considerate. So after a bit of traveling, I finally make it to the altar. Of course it's an ostrich. I wonder what my Bananza power will be. After a bit, the topic of our conversation shifts to Bananza, as I have to collect 2 record pieces to restore the record completely. So I finally got both pieces of the record back, and then I unlocked the Bananza power. And who'd have guessed it was an ostrich? That completely blindsided me. So interesting thing about ostrich. There's a third button that I have to use to fly. But I still want to have A and Y available for jumping and punching. So what I do is I map ZL to the right stick. So while I'm selecting my direction, I can just press that button harder to fly. And it works okay. It gets the job done. But yeah, that's how I end up playing with that. I'd like to take a few minutes to speak about this boss and this layer in general. Because I skipped a lot of this in the making of this video. This was really hard layer in general. And the boss even more so. And minus Void and the final boss, this boss took me the longest. And I died a lot here. My biggest problem was actually falling down. Because I don't really have a good reaction speed. So when I fell down, I would fall all the way down and have a difficult time getting back up. As you can see, this being my first time, I don't really know what I'm doing. So I just kind of YOLO it. But eventually the boss will throw fines in my way, and I'm supposed to climb them. But again, I have trouble with accuracy and reaction speed. so I don't really want the vines that run off them all the time. My only saving grace is I found the getaway pretty close to the boss start point. So we could start with like extra 4 hearts easily. But enough of this, let's cut ahead. I just like to show this entire clip because this is my winning clip. And there's a few places there it's like you think I should have given up. Like here, I just yellow it and fall straight down. But I win somehow. I don't know how I won here. This is a good move. I actually landed and jumped across. Just one more. Sorry here, I'm getting nervous again. And I think I'm messing up. I ran out of my Bananza, and now I have to find gold or something to recharge it. So scrabbling. But I swear they're a nice, what is that, a sphere? Something to recharge me. So I recharge, and then I get back and ready to go. And sure enough, it just happened to start right there. So I make it across, I leave, and give everything. I finally do the coup de grace to the boss. So I finally make it back to the junction. Only this time I'm supposed to be here. So I clear away this side and do everything I need to do and go to confront the Void Gong. I'll be completely honest with you. I was a bit scared to make this jump, so I just wanted the ostrich to make sure I could make it. And then I go to confront Void. And Void is bossing around to some places always. Being rude AF. Then he finally notices me. But then, like a coward, he puts up his shield and runs away. What a scaredy cat. Now I'm supposed to have chased him to the first and second layer, but I skipped those for showing in this video because they're not very important. I eventually passed this one, but this fight I died 27 times on. But it still took less time than the last boss. But yeah, this boss was pretty hard. Mostly because of my reaction to speed and accuracies. After everything so far, this layer was extremely uneventful. All I had to do is climb atop this watermelon and pound on this middle switch. For here I just had to dive below, and that's it. No boss, no puzzles, nothing. Just an extremely lazy layer. This layer seems to try to make up for the previous layer in that there are 3 bosses, but they're all the same boss. They're just different phases spread out over the whole layer. So it feels like there's a lot going on here. According to this NPC, I should go visit the Elder. That tells me there's another Elder on this layer, so maybe, just maybe, another Bananza transformation. But what animal could it be? Well, the NPC is an elephant, so can it be? Nah.
Should we teleport there?
So once again, I find myself in front of an elder. This time it's an elephant. So I'm sure to be changing into something cool like a frog. Definitely not an elephant this time. This elephant ended up being rude AF. He didn't even tell me how many pieces his record was split into. He just said, go ahead, go find it. That's something else. Why is the 0 record split into 3 pieces, but everything else is split into 2? Huh. I don't know about that. I'm wrong. Like, categorically wrong. The next Bananza ended up being split into 4 record pieces. I guess the 0 ended up being the most so far, but not of all time. Now this boss was definitely an experience. This boss comes in phases. You fight 3 different phases. You do 1/3 of the damage and then it runs away and it comes back stronger. Just on this first phase alone, I died maybe 9 times. While this is the winning attempt, this takes more than 5 minutes, so I'm gonna skip ahead to where I beat it. Now I should tell you, the way I'm playing, I kinda made this harder on myself. If I took the time to full clear earlier levels, I would be more powered up and have an easier time. And I guess this was the assist mode where I take half damage, but I'm trying not to use that. Okay. The ancient record was used to be one piece, but was split in two by the boss. And that makes sense. I forgive you, Elder. So surprise, it turns out this Bananza power was the elephant. Now the elephant, is pretty broken as far as the speedrun is concerned. If you've seen speedruns of this, elephant is super strong. Now it has a lot of awesome strategies that I just didn't use or notice. Mostly because the elephant normally takes 2 hands to control, so I avoided it like a plague. I never really used it to its full potential, so I missed a lot of stuff. I mean, I severely struggled passing this Bananza tutorial, and this isn't even required, although I don't know that yet. But I kept running out of Bananza energy and falling off the cliff. I remember on an earlier attempt, I did this, but then I didn't go back for the fruit. So I had to go back and hit the fruit because I ran out of Bananza power. So yeah, this transformation is not my favorite, even though it's super OP for others. I didn't even pass the section properly. What I'm supposed to do is zip line down that line, but instead I just bypassed it and climbed up the wall again. I realize now that I probably could have used motion controls to make everything extremely easier. And we get to this boss again, he revisits, but he's much harder this time. He spits out what appears to be gold, but it's actually Arceus lava. So you have to dodge all that while attacking him. And that's very hard for me, especially with my coordination. This took me a lot of tries to get through. This is not the winning attempt, even though I'm doing pretty good. Eventually I die. Luckily there was a getaway pretty close to the entrance to this boss, so I could retry quickly. and with maximum health. See, look at that. Look, I got an ultra now. I'm good to his charging, but I die. To the shame. This is the winning attempt, and there's not much different from it than the fact that I didn't die. That phase is over, so now I've gotta chase him with like 1 HP left. I'm a bit ashamed to admit that it took me a good amount of time to realize that I was loading the zipline with the wrong terrain. Luckily right here, I managed to pick up stone. On the run back though, I was not so lucky. Gamer card revoked. Okay, now we're on the final phase of the Bluster Wing. This one is called the Sinister Bluster Wing. Now there's a very good cheese that you could use that I didn't even notice. It has to do with the elephant transformation. What you're supposed to do in this fight is use the elephant to get debris from the side wings and throw the debris at his wings. The elephant though has this cool thing where it will keep its stock stored between fights, between uses. So I could have had ammo if I just continued, but every single time I reloaded the pile, so I had nothing. If I had, I could have instantly pulled the thing out, the rock out, and threw it at him. Well, I did it the cool way. I didn't actually die that much. I only died, I think, maybe 7 times here, which isn't that much in retrospect, but it is a lot individually on its own in a vacuum. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to this fight, so I'm gonna let this play out because I'm about to finish it. Right after this phase, I just grab a couple bullets. Okay. And if you notice, I pause buffer. I do that just to line things up properly. Because without the pause buffer, I take way too much time. But now we just have to pound them. And this is a big pound. I don't know that it had to be this long, but it's cool. Like really long? we finally beat it. Okay, this is the Landfill Layer. To be quite honest, I don't really have any recollection of this layer. Like, I don't know what happens. I had to watch to remind myself. Grumpy summoned the monster from the first level, the refurbished one, the repeaker bruiser. That's it. And I do die 5 times, but I eventually get it, and it's a pretty straightforward fight. Of course, the first few times I didn't use my Bananza for him when I was hitting him, so I didn't really do any damage. Once I started using Bananza, I think this is the first or second attack once I did the Bananza. And this boss was pretty much it for this layer. I told you nothing really happens here. So we make it to layer 1100, which is the racing layer. Now, we knew Diddy and Dixie would be in this game because of the trailer, but it is still cool seeing them. Diddy first showed up in Donkey Kong Country 1, and Dixie showed up as his girlfriend in the second. You should ask anybody who speedruns the first or the second DKC, and Diddy's the best by far. He sure does. And did speak for me. Your best friends. Well, they pretty much said it all there. I'm not gonna reread it because you can read it yourself. You don't want me reading it for you? Haha. Okay, that's enough. Let's go on with the race. Now racing used a slightly different button configuration, so I mapped the ZR button to the GR button. That way I could hit it any time I wanted to, without taking my finger off the joystick. Now, I only tried this twice. I lost the first one, then won the second. I actually think that, I wonder if the game devs nerf the race in the story mode to make it easier. Because without the story mode, where I'm just racing casually, I find it a lot more difficult, and I kinda did bad here, but I still won. I mean, you can see for yourself. I mean, right there, I mean, it looks like Diddy just stopped. Maybe he was stuck in the mud, I don't know. But See, now I'm catching up to him. In the final lap. Now, I recognize this music, but I don't remember what it's from. Was it from the DK64 or Diddy Kong Racing? Please let me know in the comment section. Because I definitely know this song. Now that we got that far out of our system, let's go to the next layer, the Radiance Layer. Now we talk to my favorite elder. He offers me my favorite Bananza form, but he also has the most challenging requests. The record is split into 4 pieces and now afterwards all. So here's highlights from that. Now this part was really cool. You basically had to slide down, avoiding the electric shock areas, and you can control the speed at which you slide it down, the speed at which you slide it down. As you can see, I'm not the most accurate though, so I mess up. But I cheese this pretty good, so I want to show you guys the whole thing. It doesn't take a long. Yeah. So I'm sliding, and I jump accidentally. Jumping is like my worst nightmare. I jump way too often. You'll see it here. This host got this sounds totally, but I just say nope and you'll know it. Bye bye, save yourself. I land and just before I get shocked towards grab it, and then I stick the barrel cannon back up. Now this record piece is especially hard for me. If you notice, I kind of pause buffer it because I'm very inaccurate with my directional changes. And because this is a semi-thin platform, I need to do it. But you'll notice something interesting up here. After I grab the record piece, I do not pause buffer on the way back. That is because I generally have a harder time going to the right than I do going to the left. Here's my winning attempt. Interestingly, I didn't pause buffer this at all. I just shifted the camera so I was only moving left. Now this record piece, boy was this a headache. This is a classic case of overcomplicating it. I convinced myself that these scorpions have their own special den where I could like find their shell. So I was searching for that for the longest time. I love the fact that I could just pick them up. Hour well spent. So Snake Bananza ended up being one of the most OP Bonanza forms for me. The snake has two powers essentially: double jumping and slow down. I don't really use slow down until the final boss, but it's extremely helpful. Because my reflex times are slower, slowed down is perfect for me. But for the first little bit, I just use the snake for the double jump ability, just to get higher. And now Poppy the Acrobat returns, or one of the yoga enthusiasts. I don't know. The Bendy girl. She returns. And she's a perfect example of how to properly use the snake slow down ability. I'm just bad and struggled a lot with her. I also didn't really use the snake slow down ability after this fight. I'll just let you guys finish watching up the rest of this fight. There's not much more. Here it comes. There we go. Bendy girl down. So we come face to face with Grumpy Kong again. And he is to show us his latest creation. And now to damage it, what you have to do is paralyze it with light. Now the only way you could do that is jumping up like this and hitting different weak spots on the ceiling. See, like that, open the spotlight. And hold on, wait for it. There, that open one. See, if I open them, it turns his skin white and they're paralyzed. He's not paralyzed, he's able to be damaged. So I open a bunch just so that I can widen my coverage of my ability to get them. So, and right now I'm looking for more gold to kind of get another Bonanza transformation. Because I'm looking to open more spotlights. But he foolishly dropped into another spot so I could break him more. You see, every time I'm breaking part of the lower part of his body, so he's getting closer to me. And he's still impervious now, so I still have to weaken him a bit more. That won't work. Why are you still doing it? Okay, there he is. Okay, now that I'm the low, it looks like his shield is gone, so I could do damage on him when he gets back to the light. This actually took me like 5 or 6 tries to do, so not terrible, but it's looking the bad. I'm opening up a few more spotlights just to give myself more opportunities. Now the spotlight's all over the arena. Now that it looks good, let me go back over and finish this. And just like that, we're done. Now, don't ask me why this happens. I didn't really pay that close of attention. Something about Fort Kong messing with the eels or something. The audio feels like together. But for some reason that means Pauline is Ian. That make a lot of sense, right? And now watch closely. DK doesn't get knocked out. It's end scene with him falling. He's fallen before, so he doesn't get knocked out. But then he suddenly wakes up in a prison. Huh? I don't get it. Oh well, I'm not gonna try to make sense of it. It's still a fun game. This layer is extremely uneventful, not challenging, so I'm gonna skip to the boss. This boss was really simple, but it required a remap. I had to change the back button from A to B so I could charge and hit the directional stick at the same time. Definitely creative on Nintendo's part, making a boss have a diving mechanic. Relatively simple boss, even though I messed up a couple times. Pretty lenient on the timer. Yeah. And just like that, I saved Pauline from the I don't even know what it was. But now she's an rock again? Okay. See, after I had to come for you. You're welcome. Hey, how do you know I'm a big guy? That's kind of mean of you to assume. they say about making assumptions. You'll be asked and the up will shun you. Coach Smiley, everybody.
I love to sing more than anything. DK, I've never told anyone this before, but I have this dream. Maybe
Wow.
when we get to the surface, you and me
My dream is bananas.
dream.
So we make it to the feast layer and ripped all my hungry viewers. Nintendo can't get away with this, referencing food at a time like this. And now it continues with the burger switch. Burgers. So we have to have 5 burger switches. And behind one of the switches, we have to fight the Mad Mixer Remix. This one was a bit of a pain in the butt. Because I have to dodge lasers too. So I could launch those bombs and no problem. That's fine. Just doing my remap, but my dodges are not so great. Those were good, but the next ones are not gonna be so as good. And because I have imprecise movements, my aiming is not always best. Oh, that was good too. I guess I'm better than I thought. Oh, this is the winning attempt. I just learned today actually you could stand outside the boss and attack him until he dies without even getting on my guard. That's amazing. Almost there. And there we go. I don't know how many attempts we'll make it into the final cut of this, but this took me an extremely long time to do. Luckily, there was a getaway nearby that I could use to restore my Bananza energy. But this had a lot of spinning counterclockwise. So I paused forward and I had to move the camera too. Which was very, very tricky. So that means I had to hit 2 control sticks and pause buffer. So it was hard. And then on top of that, at the end of it, there's another section where it's easy to fall. Which I made up there, I think on the third step up there, but many more times in between. So yeah, that was a long time coming. So this was the final attempt. Luckily, all the goop that was cleared away before stays cleared away as long as I don't die. If I died, it would come back, but it didn't. But when I finally got it, it felt great. It was almost worth it. It was worth all the suffering. I wanted to show you guys this section because I'm proud of this cheese. This is by far not what you were supposed to do, but I made it work. Now I can't show you the full thing because I reset at least 20 times back to the getaway to retry it. But I used the cheese sticks to get here, and I thought it was pretty cool. Snake from that pool and then go over here. This part is normal vanilla, but how I got here was not normal. And it wasn't as intended, but that's okay in my book. Hey, that saves me from figuring out how I'm supposed to do it myself. This helped me for next time, but so be it. Okay, hungry viewers, look away. You've been warned. You got a big juicy burger showing up there. Look at that. Oh man, I would hate to be hungry about now. So we move on to the boss underneath the burgers. One muckety muck. Now this boss was pretty difficult for me. I died like 12 times. Now that doesn't seem so bad, but 12 times at 3 to 5 minutes per attempt adds up. It took me a while to beat, but I finally beat it. Then we finally move on to the Forbidden Layer. I don't know about you guys, but this place gives me some serious Kingdom Hearts end of the world vibes. So I got to this greedy guy, and he tells me that I can pass if I pay him 2,000 gold. And not that I can afford it, so I just pay him. Like, surely there's not any more of this, right? Oh no, here we go again. Land on me how much it is this time. 5,000? I can't afford that. I even have thousands. My gosh, what a crook. Okay, we gotta be close now. How much do we have? What? Only 2,000? This is gonna take a while. Okay, surely this is the last time we need to do this. Just for 5 years and be done with it. Never again. Oh boy, here we go again. Be gentle. 10,000! Oh my gosh! I'm gonna be grinding for a while. No, Nintendo doesn't usually include money grinds in their games. It's not a thing usually, but the sheer number of times I died, it's no wonder I was low on cash when we got towards the end. So I have to grind now to make up for that. Not a Nintendo design problem, just a me problem. Surely this is the last time I paid this cheap, right? It has to be. So now we get to the quote-unquote final boss of the game. This was actually pretty hard for me because I did not level up my stats at all. So for the start of this fight, I turned on assist mode. What that does is basically halves all damage it receives. It helps with aim assist. I took damage a lot, so it was very helpful to have assist mode. But after playing and seeing some strats and seeing the methods level up as, I'm confident that I could beat it now without assist mode if I just tried. Now that I know what to do. Now here you see if I press minus and look at the map retains my direction, so I pivot the map so that I'm aiming in a different spot. That was something I discovered for this fight. You see me use this sometimes. I put the minus on a more accessible button, so I'm accidentally hitting it a lot. I kinda do bad here, but this is a winning attempt, so eventually I get it done. Now there's a lot of scenarios where I'm like, here, why did I just press minus and aim? What am I doing? I don't even know anymore. Well, right here I should have aimed, but no, I didn't. I thought I could do better on my own. Save yourself! All this for the first hit. Well, not the first or second, but you know what I mean. I lost track count of how many times I fell there. It was definitely a lot. I just jump off and commit Sudoku. One thing that does is it heals me if I'm standing still, which you might notice my health bar sometimes. It's not often, but I end up standing still healing. And it does it enough to where I actually managed to win. There we go, we finally get the hit. Now I pivot the camera. It's perfect right there. And you'll see my camera outside the menu changes. And got him sniped. And we pivot again. Using the tech that I found, the sweet tech. Who needs tech when you could YOLO it? I just run past these guys and get the hit. Or try. These have to rough hard with dodge. Praise apple juices. It's funny, I just kind of take a couple here. I have no reason to get hurt as many times as I do. But I finally beat him. Okay, I'm careful now. I'm warning the audience. Some of my audience cares about spoilers. Just be careful if you continue watching here because we're filled with spoilers going on from here out. So, caution, leave now if you don't want to be spoiled. And don't come back for the conclusion because there'll be spoilers there too.
I can go home now. And DK, you can eat all the bananas you could ever want.
Okay, last chance for spoilers. This is it. This is one of the greatest reveals I've ever seen. It was so awesome when I saw this for the first time. I can't believe it. They actually brought it back. And this was so epic. I'm a big music lover. So I definitely noticed all the musical nods here. This is incredible. This is definitely like Game of the Year in my opinion. Now this part gave me a lot of trouble. Mostly because this requires some accurate movement. This platform, while not like the zebra one where you have to keep moving, doesn't let you move too slow. So you have to kind of move thick and move quick. So what I did was I used the minus menu to minimap to kind of draw my camera, because coming back from the minimap has a second of a time in between, so I can move my hand around on the controller. I don't have to play tabletop mode. I can play with my hand normally. This part is where things got tricky. The platform just kind of nosedives. You can see it slants down so much. So not only do I put the camera here, I have to hold the left the camera stick up so that it keeps pivoting down. And then finally clear it some 13 falls later. Believe it or not, this section was more of a nightmare. This is like rapid fire punishment. I died so much here. Just watch for a second. I won't subject you to all of it, but you can see a little bit of it. So I got a balloon. It must mean I'm doing great, right? No. See, remember the inaccuracy I mentioned? Well, that becomes a big problem with these guys. And the platforming in general. I try to jump on it and then I miss. And that's like a recurring theme that constantly happens here. So I finally get up here, but notice the platform's all messed up, so I can't cross. And then furthermore, I lost almost all of my balloons. Then arguably the best thing happened to me. I had died, so the train is reset. So now maybe I can cross. But oh no, I'm all the way back at the start. I'm not accepting this. I lost too many balloons. I lost too many balloons. I'm resetting. Oh no, but last time my backup saved was before Neki. So I had to redo the Neki room. But luckily this time I only died a few times. I managed to get it pretty quickly. So I'm back here again. But luckily with this run back, it went much better than the first time. I died significantly less. I'd like to say it was all first try. Most of it was, but there were a couple parts that were snag. But this part, as you can see, I got past easily. Now carrying turf because that offers me the option to chunk jump. So easily get this banana. But here's where the problems come in. I am having difficulty getting back up, it seems. Once I get back up, I easily pass this section where I was stuck different contrasts from the other attempt. So we get the final confrontation with Cape Rule. I'm trying to punch him now in the back, but nope, cutting darts instead. And this is a beautiful looking cable. I mean, I never thought I would see this again in 3D. So we stop this one open cutscene right before we actually fight. And it looks like he got the banana route. He looks vicious. I'm beholding. And now changeable. This is my first attempt. I used I didn't win here, but thought this was pretty interesting. I used the Kong transformation to stop the bots as much as I could. I actually got pretty close. But yeah, ultimately this didn't work out. This attempt, however, did work out. I'm not gonna show you the whole thing though, because I want to spare you the 11 minutes it took me to beat this fight. I basically used slow down and spam slow down like that. I'm gonna cut all the garbage, but I slow down, make sure I can get on him. So now, more than 10 minutes of doing that later, I finally beat K-Rool. Right here. And that's it, game over, right? We're done. Roll the credits. Okay, credits time, look at that. DK Bananza. Well, wait a second. Something doesn't seem right here. I'm getting a lot of nostalgia from this ending. Shut up. Fake credits. Is it live? Yep. Wow, look at him go. Oh, he's using the jetpack. This is really cool. Bro, go back. So this is just like an auto scroller, pretty much. You can attack it, but it doesn't really do much. Now, one thing I'm not sure about, I'm not sure if it's assist mode or not, but you auto target Cable when he comes around. When he first comes up, like right there, the camera shoots the lock in him. I don't know if it does that normally. I'm not turning the camera. The camera's moving on its own. Now, as I said before, I really love musical throwbacks. I really like music in general. This just is awesome. And I waste a lot of balloons and health here. Just by being silly. Hit again. Come on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Is that it? Okay. Well, the last hit you have to do. You have to hit him. And there you go. Okay, now we're done for real, right? Now he's still going. Flying up. No! Come back! Okay, so follow him. This section doesn't have a lot to mention. This is pretty straightforward. I'll cut to farther ahead. I'm not gonna subject you guys to the full half hour that is this fight, but I will show you guys a little bit of my strats. So a lot of them are mostly the same. The really difference in when his next mode that comes up. So when he launches balls around the arena, my strat is to take Bananza, punch as many as possible. It turns the surrounding market to gold. He's fills the arena, the rest of the arena with muck. Now I want to throw the gold of hands to clear it. And then make as much space as possible by changing stuff at the market to gold. Here's my strategy at the start. Dodge up, and then slow time. And before you get away, beat him up as much as you can while constantly slowing time. This was the only way I could do damage. I mean, after the fact, now in hindsight, I realize more I could have done, but that was my strat then. After some time, I realized that hitting back the big cannonball was the way to go. Once I realized that, I started doing a lot more and finally used it to BK roll once to fall. In conclusion, I can beat DK Bananza with less than one hand. This video was incredibly tedious in the making. My run had more than 60 hours of footage to comb through. I may have done it, but I died a lot. This was done entirely with an original Nintendo hardware. You can do it too with a simple remap. Looking back, I almost surely could have made use of the gyroscope for aiming. Oh well, I just did it on hard mode. I would really like others to try this. I'm convinced this game could be speedrun with one hand if the gamer were more skilled than me, and most are. Now obviously I'm disabled, but I like to think I'm not, and I hold myself to the standards expected of normal people. I act normally because I want to be treated as such. This is how I've accomplished so much over the years. I have talents, but my secret is that I work for those skills. I put in the time and the effort. I honestly do not think I'd be able to beat this, but by not doing, I left the door open to find creative solutions to each problem. I'm confident in saying that I would not have beaten this if I had seen this game first. I definitely would have psyched myself out. This doesn't even mention my achievements in programming, game dev, or music. My good friend gave me some great advice in programming that applies everywhere. He told me not to limit myself. So my message to everyone is, if you work hard enough and put in the time, you may just surprise yourself.
You and me, unbreakable.